Your main focus as a man should never be the woman. You shouldn't be focused on trying to get validation from other people. Your main focus as a man needs to be becoming dangerous. And I believe Patrice O'Neal said this. He said, the minute you stop caring what everybody thinks about you, you become dangerous. And I've posted over 400 videos on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of guys spew their insecurities. A lot of guys will give themselves excuses to why they're not dating, why they're screwed. And I've been very open about my life. And sometimes people say I'm too open. Cole, you're too raw. Cole, you're saying too much. But I like to speak the truth, man. I like to be real. I like to be raw. You know, and I've talked about my insecurities in the past. Whether it was my speech impediment, whether it was, hell, I limp dicked some girls in the past too, you know? And one of the first girls I messed with back in high school, I remember she went around, she was telling people like, oh, Cole packing, you know, Cole got that hammer cock. So I got dudes coming up to me, Cole, I heard you packing. I don't know, dudes was weird at my high school, I guess, but I had a couple dudes come up and ask me. So I was always feeling myself in that department. But like shortly after high school, I messed with one chick. I limp dicked her. Then she ghosted me. Boom. So I'm like, I'm feeling kind of hit. Then another girl I get with threw that neck. After she threw the neck, you know, next day she texts me, oh, how was my head? I'm like, it was okay. I'm not complaining, but it wasn't nothing special. You know what I'm saying? You want a review? Okay, it was okay. And she hit me with the, you're not the biggest anyways, and she put a dead emoji. I ain't gonna lie, my feeling was low-key hurt. And then I ran into another chick a little bit after that. I'll be smashing her, and she wasn't into it, dog. Then I got a loaf of bread on my counter, she like, I could take that whole loaf. I'm like, what you mean you could take that whole loaf? I said, that don't even exist. She's like, oh no, I seen it on Twitter. Then she later tell me how her ex was packing. So like, I started kind of getting insecure about my meat size. And I'm like, damn, Cole Jr. wasn't a slacker. You know what I'm saying? Chicks used to be bragging about me. Now I'm kind of feeling insecure about this shit. And then, you know, I start seeing clips online on a regular basis. Dudes doing these street interviews. What's the most you can take? Probably like 11 inches. I said, damn. These chicks out here talking about they can take 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 inches. Wasn't the blue moon? So now I start feeling bad about myself. Then I smashed this one chick. And I was too much for her. And I don't say this to brag. I just say this because this was a big realization for me. I smashed this one chick. And it was just like, she's like, oh, you too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I smashed her. She like, oh, we got to wait at least a couple more days because my shit hurt. I'm like, I don't use the lube on this chick. And then I realized it's just anatomy. You know, and I realized I was making this shit up a bigger deal than what it was. Really, your boy not a slacker at all. But I ran into a couple size queens. I had one girl, I hurt her feelings, so now she's trying to hurt my feelings. You know, now if I ran into a chick like that and she like, you're not the biggest, and put a dead emoji, I'd just be like, hell, I don't expect to be the biggest. Huh? Everywhere your coochie done been. Hell, I'd be very fucking surprised if I was the biggest. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to have a motherfucking foot long to be the biggest that done hit you. All them dudes you done slept with. I don't even know why you said that. And I wouldn't trip about it at all. But at the time, hardly had any experience. So the first couple of experience, it really kind of stick with you at the moment. And then I'm looking out online at the feed. You know, and I told my story before too. Like I was watching pornography at a young age. You grow up watching pornography, boy, you done seen some motherfucking footlongs, you know? And even then, like, dudes really ain't, they might be packing, but they ain't packing like that, dog. They use different camera angles. They get a little petite chick. You know, they do all this extra shit. And then I even heard some dudes be like shooting shit up in their meat. I don't know what type of shit that is. You know, motherfuckers shooting shit up in their dicks. So I started looking more into it. I'm like, damn, it's really dumb how, like, I was so insecure about this for such a long time. And even when I limp dicked that one chick, I might have limp dicked a couple women. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But it's like, part of me didn't want to sleep with women I'm like, oh, what if I don't get up? And the more I thought about it, the more power I gave it. So when I see guys in the comment section, I've seen guys talking about, oh, I got a schmeat. Or I've seen guys say, oh, I'm 5'5", you don't understand. I seen one motherfucker spamming in the comment section talking about how he about to get a nose surgery. This motherfucker done said this shit like 4 or 5 times. Oh, I'm going to get a nose surgery. When if you didn't give a fuck about that shit, it wouldn't control you. That shit don't control me. My speech impediment, it don't control me. It used to. Yeah, it used to. But I stopped giving a fuck what everybody thought about me so much. If I stutter, if I say the wrong word, whatever. Okay. I'm not perfect. And nobody is. And that's why I can come online and tell y'all like real life stories, man. And even like times I talked about my dad in the past, they're like, oh, you're disrespecting your dad. I'm like, I'm just telling a story. I'm just telling you what it is. Because the same way my dad's not perfect, your dad's not perfect. I can just acknowledge the truth. And it might seem like I'm being just nasty or disrespectful or, you know, just stuff like that. But it's like, no, that's the truth, man. And I got to meet a lot of women on a very deep level. And that's what I realized, like, everybody's kind of fucked up. Everybody got a story. I got to know these people on a deep level. A lot of these chicks, they got insecurities. So I'm thinking all this shit is so unique to me. And it's like, no, when you look around, most of these people don't have confidence in themselves. Most of these people do tell themselves no before they even hear a no from somebody else. Or they hear one no and they like, oh man, I'm never doing that again. But when you stop giving a fuck what so people think about you, man, life gets so much better. And that's when you become dangerous. And that's why I tell guys, focus on what you have control over. Now, I'm not just telling you to be an arrogant asshole and don't work on yourself because you just the shit without doing anything. No, you got to put in the work. Yeah, you got to prove it to yourself that you different. Getting your body game together. Taking care of your body. But now it's almost funny to me how like insecure guys be about certain shit. And it's like, look at the average person. Anybody watching this video, you can win. Whatever you want, you can get that shit, dog. Because most people really aren't trying. Most people aren't putting in effort. Yeah, you might go online, and this is why I say like your feed will skew your perspective a lot. Like these guys that are like so caught up on, oh, I'm only 5'5", like I'm screwed. Women want tall men, and they're probably following a guy like 6'8", and they see that online on a regular basis. So they just that confirmation bias. They want to confirm what they already believe, but there's short kings out here getting their fair share. You want to confirm what you already believe. It's just like me, dog. When I was insecure about my meat, I was constantly see them street interviews. Oh, how much can you take? Bro, some drunk bro talking about, oh, I could take 13 inches. Just talking out her ass. So, man, focus on what you have control over. And that's why I preach the body game, dog. I'm not into... The black pill shit is stupid, man, because a lot of these black pillars, they never been outside. They never been outside. And I remember even when I did a debate with the Looks Maxer guy. I don't know his name. His name really don't matter. I had a good conversation, but his name don't matter. Okay? We had a good discussion. I remember I told him, I said, you know, I done ran into chicks that said they like big noses. He's like, oh, I never heard that. But it's like, no, I could run into a chick and she might not like big noses, but she likes me so much that she starts to like big noses. You feel me? Usually she like guys with small noses. Maybe that's her taste. But she fucks with me so much that now her taste is changing. But you gotta move like you really that guy. When you move like you on a mission, a lot of people gonna fall in line. It's just like, I remember it used to be a trend where people, they put on like construction hats and walk around with a ladder and just try to go like in the back of stores and shit like that. And a lot of time they'd be successful because they was moving with a purpose. People ain't checking no ID. They ain't, oh, let me call up the manager. No, they was just getting through there. Oh, let me go. They got a job to do. Let them go. They ain't asking too many questions. None of that. And that's kind of how life is. That's how dating is too. But a lot of you guys are telling yourself, no, you're not moving like you that guy. And then you wonder why you don't get any results. Or you just blame it on, oh, it's because women are shallow. And I understand, like, I'm not one of these guys that act like looks don't matter. I'm not one of these guys that acts like height doesn't play a role. It does. Hell, if I was 6'4", yeah, I probably would get more options. I can admit that, yeah, that's true. But you ain't got no fucking control over your height unless you want to get that height lengthening surgery. Then you look like you goddamn take it up your rear end. You gonna be walking around looking all funny. That's why you need to focus on stuff you have control over. But a lot of stuff that you think is holding you back so much, it's because that's what you're allowing it to do. Man, there's a lot of guys that are completely avoid dating. There's a lot of guys completely avoiding dating because they're insecure about their meat size. They're insecure about their height. They're insecure about, oh, I'm ugly. I've seen so many guys. They'll send me photos. Oh, Cole, do you think I'm ugly? I say, what the fuck does it matter if I think you're ugly? I'm a straight guy. Why would I think you're sexy? You know? Now I guess you could say, yeah, you're not a bad looking guy or you're a good looking guy. But why are you coming to me talking about, Cole, am I ugly? And that's why I tell you guys, like, if you just take your life serious, man. If you have confidence in yourself and you work on yourself, you beating out the vast majority of guys. Because most of these guys have this loser mentality. Most of these people don't give a fuck about their health. They don't take care of themselves. So you already stand out from the crowd from just taking care of your health. I mean, man, go to Walmart. I've said this many times, go to Walmart. I mean, sometimes you go to Walmart, you like, God damn. Am I at the aquarium? Or am I at Walmart? There's so many damn whales around here. But y'all, oh, my nose is this, or my height is this. It's like, dog. Most of these people are obese as hell. Most of these people look dirty. There's a lot of people out here just look straight dirty. They don't do the basic shit. And you caught up on, oh, my nose is slanted, or my nose is big, or I'm only 5'5". Dog, most of these motherfuckers out here aren't trying for real. They are telling themselves no. Now, can you get your fair share like a dude that's 6'8" and he's jacked and he has tattoos? Are you gonna have those type of options? No. But you can get your fair share. You can get along just fine. But you can't get along just fine if you don't think you can. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Like I said, when you stop, like Patrice said, man, when you stop caring so much, that's when you become dangerous. That's when life gets better, when you stop giving a fuck so much. And I know a lot of people, I've seen it many times. Cole, you tell too much. You talk too much about your personal life. Hey, it is what it is, man. I accept myself. I accept my life. You know? And I know some people, they'll try to, spin back around and insult me. Like, I remember even when I told a story about the dude sneaking me. There were some people, oh, that's why buddy punched you in your shit. Yeah, buddy punched me in my shit and I pressed charges. It is what it is. I'm not ashamed of that shit. But people try to give me shit for that. But I'm like, that's the truth. That's the raw truth. That's really what happened. You can't ruffle my feathers. You can't bother me because I accept what the fuck it is. You can't talk shit to me. I talk shit about myself. I talk shit about myself because I accept myself. Because I actually love myself, man. And that shit took time. That shit took time, man. But when you start taking your life serious, man, get your body game together. You start telling yourself yes. There's way too many of y'all telling yourself no every single day. You are self-sabotaging, man. We ain't got time for that shit, man. Y'all make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.